everyone, welcome back to the channel. So glad you're here. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be sharing some of the items from my curiosity cabinet with you. And for those of you who have joined the channel and are channel members, there will be an extended version of this available to you, so enjoy. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. The link to my shop is in the description of every video. Okay, well, we are in my curio cabinet, and gosh, I don't even know really where to begin. My ultimate goal is to organize all of this and to place it in such a way that you can actually enjoy the different items that I have, instead of it just being a big cluster of stuff. So I'll pick out a few things. Let's see. This item right here is interesting because it's a hidden mother photo. You can see the baby way up there at the top of the picture. And then there, all the way down, there's a foot. Honestly, don't know why the mothers just didn't get into the portrait with their babies. It's kind of silly, but does make for some interesting portraits, that's for sure. Now, that is an old metal gentleman plaque. I'm assuming it was for like a restroom or something, but it's cast iron. And that is an old French number for, I think it's porcelain, and I think it was like for hotel or something, number 13. Those are salt and pepper shakers. And this is actually old medicine. See, Dr. J. Petit's Genuine American Eye Salve. It's a little tin, but of course I was attracted to the eye. My top 10 thrift picks, you've seen this, which was this old perfume bottle. I just love the looks of it. Lots of interesting items. See what I mean? It's all kind of piled in here. This is old medicine, White's Black Crow cold pills, right there. 25 cents. I just really liked the graphics on it because of the crow. Then we have, look at this old Gillette Blue Blade blades for their razors in here. Each one of them is individually wrapped in paper. There's only a few left. But isn't that cool how they got it packaged? Then we have this little Piggly, which I'm slightly confused by. I think it's a German Piggly. It is covered in like an animal fur, which I don't know if it's cow or pig or what. It's got a little bad spot right there, but as far as it goes, I think it's a pretty cool piece. Little Piggly. Then we have this little tiny coffin box, jewelry box, and I have a few dried roses, some Itty bitty frozen Charlottes. They're little teeny tinies. They're probably like an inch, maybe. Look at my fingers in comparison. Kind of crazy that they were this actual size, you know, this tiny. But that's the perfect little jewelry box for the little babies. This says, always a friend. And inside, we have another little baby. Honestly, I'm not sure about that baby, but small enough to fit in the box, and so there you go. That's where it ended up. This is a little German piece. It's called a nodder, or more current terms, a bobblehead, but its little head can move. What I found so interesting about it was the fact that its face doesn't look like a cat. It looks more like a human face. This right here is an old tin wind up, not in very good condition. But it's Charlie McCarthy. You can see he's a little rusted in that, but honestly, I think it adds more charm to it. I love old, crusty, rusty pieces. Okay, this right here is a teeny tiny book. Haunted Houses. Teeny tiny. I can't even open it with my fingers. Wait a minute. Let's see if we can open this thing. There we go. I haven't actually sat down and read it. I need to get me a magnifying glass and read it. But I've had this for years. Okay. We have a geode and a jumping jack. Right here, he's got a hat. He's got a stick in his back, and you bounce him around and his legs move. This right here, Danvers State Asylum. It's a cremation tag with a number on it. I'm assuming this maybe would have been reused or whatever. It's a brass tag. And maybe they would have hung it off their toe or something like that. Honestly, I am not sure. But it's one of those odd pieces, you know, that I run across that I thought would go perfectly in my weird collection. These right here are giant's rings. Back a long time ago, when they had the traveling circus, they had the, you know, the odd showcases of, you know, like Wolfman and the Bearded Lady and stuff like that. And then they had the tallest man. Well, this would have been from the tallest man. And this would have been something that you could have purchased from him in order for him to make some extra money. And it would have been cast into his actual ring size. So this would have been his ring size. If you can kind of see here. He had some big fingers. And I can't get this to focus in so I can even tell you what the name is on here, because I have them from two different tallest men. This is one, and here's the other one. Honestly, they look like they're about the same size. But sideshow, interesting sideshow history. This piece right here is just an old silver piece that I decided looked pretty snazzy with some porcupine quills in it. And then this is awesome. It's an old trinket box. And she's a turtle. And when you take the lid off, you can see her tushy in there. Kind of a naughty thing, you know. Then we have, this is smelling salts, lavender smelling salts from an old funeral home. It's got that nice Art Deco look to it. The funeral home is from Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Bonaguro Funeral Home. This was an old, look at that teeny tiny flower frog. This would have been in a little card that would have been in a pack of, like a pack of cigarettes or something, like their tobacco trade card. But they had different ones, different things. But this was for, it says hemorrhage. But it's kind of giving you first aid instructions on there. Yeah, wait a minute. It says Will's cigarettes. Okay, then we have an ether bottle, an old ether bottle, and I just lost something. Okay, this says Old Croak. Kentucky Straight Embalming Fluid. This is just kind of like one of those gaff pieces. It's just a, you know, like a fun piece. It's not an actual real product, but it's, you know, it's alcohol in there for sure, but it wasn't an actual product. But they just did these little, I don't know if they would have been sales perks or something like that, maybe to people who purchased their whiskey, but I'm not sure. But just a funny old bottle. Okay, I think this is an old advertising paperweight. Right here. From medicine. A frog in your throat. For coughs and colds, 10 cents. I love frogs and turtles. This is interesting. This is an old pipe. I think this front portion is made of clay, but it's a hand. Isn't that interesting? And this is used to be a rattle. The rattle part here is broken, but you can hear it. But she's happy on this side. It's celluloid. And then she's not so happy on this side. That's an old baby rattle. This is a fun little piece too. It's a little child's, you know, like a fake mustache that you could wear to dress up. So little boys could give themselves a mustache. Just love the graphics on that. Isn't he funny? And this here is an old French box of chocolates. Of course, there's no chocolate still in there, but this box is neat. All the kitty cats on the front there are sticking their tongues out. And this is an old Valentine. Right there. He's got an umbrella, and he's got a Valentine in his hand. And when you move this, his, you know, hat goes back and forth, like he's tipping his hat to you. Really cute old Valentine. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's Perrier. It's an antique, very delicate, but it's a vase, and it's a bunch of baby birds with their mouths open. Isn't that pretty? I had it sitting on my windowsill, and I was scared to death one of the beaks was going to get chipped or something, and so I tucked it in there. We have some funny old glasses, cardboard. Then this is actually, well, this is actually a salesman sample of, you know, like the cards that somebody would send with, like, you know, like flowers or something, I would assume. Well, I just dropped it. But it shows you all of the different typeset that they could use, the font, and it gives you prices and stuff. And down here is some really pretty writing. But there's quite a variety in here. You know, the salesman would have come around and shown you this book with all the different options. You could order what you want, the quantity that you want. But what's interesting about this is that everything's in here. Normally, you know, you get something like this and somebody will take it apart and try to sell the individual pieces, but this one is completely intact. You know, some of the pages are separating from the binding, from the spine, because of its age and the glue, but isn't that wonderful? Well, right here, this little booger, he's a little celluloid groom, I would assume. He's very fragile, but I thought he was a cutie. His little top hat. Oops, I just lost his hat. I have lots of medication over there, different bottles of antique medications with their cork stoppers. Some of them do have the medicine in them. See, this one has all the pills in there. But this was something, it's got the wax seal on here. Basically with the tie, just letting you know that it's not been tampered with. But I want to, I've got this idea of a cabinet that mounts onto the wall, and I wanted to take all of my medical stuff, all of the bottles that I have, and make like a medical display with all of the apothecary bottles and old medicine jars and stuff that I have. And display them that way. This is an old key ring. It's got a heart with a picture in it. I don't know, you can't tell real well, but there's like 3 people in this picture, this heart. It's like a wooden heart, the place to put the picture in there. Has an old rabbit's foot that was on it. And these little like license plates. They're both Michigan, so I'm assuming that's where this came from. Okay, we're on the top level here of my curio cabinet. This is an old candy bag. She's only got one hand left. The other one's missing. She's not in the greatest of shape. She still has her feet, but yeah, it would have had candy in it for children. Everything they did back then was just so special. So much more, I don't know, decorative and just so much nicer. That is from a, that's from Hornets. This is from Hornets. Little bitty Cupie right there. And another little porcelain doll. 31 for Halloween, of course. Those are cash register flags. And my little bear here. My wee little bear. Look at this little fella. Isn't he kind of creepy, crazy looking, ain't he? Honestly, oops. I don't know what he's made of. He's furry. I don't know if you can read that. I know I can't read it. My eyeballs are going down the toilet fast. You know, ever since I turned 50, I'm telling you. If you're not there yet, it's nothing to be excited about, I'm telling you. Because your body just, you can't even trust to sneeze anymore. Everything just goes to hell in a handbag. That is an antique wax model, medical wax model. This face right here. That's an old doctor sign. The doctor is in. Please have a seat. We have a little birdie skeleton right there. I'm trying to get some decent lighting in here, but this is an old, you know, went on a wedding cake topper. And these are some wax flowers, antique wax flowers. Another little bitty porcelain. She didn't have any hair, so I gave her a sprout. So she looks like she's got a little plant coming out of her head. Then we have Edgar Allan Poe. The moth behind him, so he looks like he's kind of got wings. This is an old bride's doll. She's wax. And that little booger right there, another little teeny tiny. It's a little pincushion. Teeny tiny little pincushion. And this is a little ghosty in a little jar. Where's his eyes at? There's his eyes. Come on, focus, you stupid camera. But it's a little ghosty in a jar. I thought it was the cutest little thing. We have a horseshoe crab. And some coral. An eye painting. And we have some fishies. Yeah, I'm a little crazy. Try to see him over here on this other side. There's some coral, some doll eyes, and there's my fishies. I got a crappie and a bluegill. And this is just an old postcard, an antique postcard. Thought was very pretty. If you watched my top 10 thrift finds, then you probably already seen this, but this is a Perrier hand with an antique hairwork mourning brooch. It's a little child-size hand. Yeah, put you back in the corner here. I'm probably going to miss things because I just got so much stuff cluttered in here. It's just ridiculous. A little bride and groom. And then there's a beetle and a glass dome. Then we have, these are matches. A bunch of different types of matches. They're all from funeral homes. But I've got three different ones. And then we have my mousey right here. My mousey. And a starfish back there. Another antique medicine bottle. Come on, chickie. You need to stand up. There you go. This is one of the cuter things that I like, that I fell in love with. Here, let me put you up here. See it? Looks like she's riding a rooster. Isn't that cute? But yeah, that's an antique from Germany. I just thought it was so cute. Oh, these little abalone shells with a little sea urchin. Oh, I'm going to end up dropping something and breaking something. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, see, we need to get in here and organize, because this is bad. It's a bad scene. Okay, let's just stack you over here for right now. And let's see, over here we have another little bride, the little bride and groom. Then I have hands that are open with some little itty bitty starfish in there. And a seahorse. That is, this is an antique iodine bottle. It's got the skull and crossbones on it. It says poison. And then we have a wet specimen. That's a bat. Yeah, look at that mess. Complete and total mess. Then we have this shelf. Lord. Itty bitty baby. Itty bitty baby. She's in a little carriage. And then, let's see. I've got some ironstone. This is an old corn salve, Wheeler's corn salve. And there's more of them that had like ointment and stuff in them right there. That was an eye ointment. Some medicine bottles. And another itty bitty baby. And this is an old jewelry box, like a ring box. And I put a prosthetic glass eye that I had in it. Okay, then we have another little dapper fella in there. Human vertebrae. Some worm syrup. Some more dapper fellows. Those glasses are from old optometrist. This is an old reliquary. It's Sacred Heart. There you go. You can see it better. And let's see. I got lots of old medicine. I just need to get a nice display going of it. These are packets of medicine. What is this? This is Jacob's Ladder. And these are different little vials of medicine right here. Old glass syringe, that's anatomy model. Unfortunately, somebody stole her baby. Because when you lift it off, then you'd be able to see the little baby in there, but somebody took her baby. We have a little roly-poly celluloid kitty cat. And that's some old Victorian hair work right there. Am I getting it? There we go. I'll give you motion sickness. Lots more medicines. Liver medicine. And my itty-bitty celluloid clown. Teeny tiny. It's probably about the size of my pinky in a little cloche. And over here, BB. Some more medicine, microscope, an anatomy model that I wrapped saran wrap around because his organs keep falling out. This is a bird skull of some sort. I'm not exactly sure. Then I have a wet specimen. It's a starfish. That piece right there cracks me up. I don't know what they're singing, opera maybe or something. But look at that. I thought it was hilarious. An old German piece. Get you back there. And this is an old postcard that squeaks. Why they thought a postcard needed to squeak, I'm not sure. Here we go. I'll get it out for you so you can see it. Starfish. And this is a bottle of pain medicine. I think it's, yeah, there it is. It's opium. It's embossed on the side. Elixir of opium.